Hey everyone, I'm going to do a few updates that I've put through in the community page area, but I thought I'd do a video so it would be covered across the board. The first thing I want to touch on is Hastings just sneezed, bless you pumpkin, is the fact that I put up an excerpt to discuss Paula M's video based on the 1997 nuts birth claim. It wasn't to bring up old stuff. I had done videos questioning that proof prior to that video that everyone talks about now, and what went on there, and that's why I believed even that was a psyop or some sort of weird thing that would distract and deflect from people questioning what was in that Paula M's video, because it just didn't make any sense, and it was just I don't believe in coincidences, because that's what I do. I research things and I notice patterns. And it's really the point I was trying to make, believe it or not, because if you think about it, I don't have any motive for bringing this up again. It's complete suicide. I see that now even more so, because it's, I was trying to open up perspective that there's more than just this particular game with Todge and Nut being played out. That truth doesn't discriminate. It's across the board. It's across a community. It's across a platform. It's across many platforms. It entails an entire system, and I think that's the point I was trying to make, was that it involves a larger system that you may or may not be aware of, that it also enables deception to play out. And I just wanted to put evidence out there that that email in particular that was in that video cannot be. It's not possible, based on the department getting back to a friend and saying to them that they did not send that email. Also, I do not believe a state department would lie about that. I mean, I know that there's been fabrications, but I don't believe it once, I think that they would be liable, much more liable than somebody else. So anyway, I have just had a chat with one of my followers, and I think it's been really draining, and it's morning here and I've just woken up and I'm just still really upset by it all. It was meant to be objective, putting this out there. It wasn't meant to cause divide, and it wasn't meant to just for me to be shat on. It especially wasn't meant for truth to be open up for interpretation, because you can't have certain things, like people think I failed to do due diligence and process. That's not true whatsoever. And then I tell them that I've studied the Californian law, and then they gaslight me, thinking that I'm just an Australian, acting as a Californian attorney. Mate, you have no idea what my qualifications are and what my career has been. You have no idea who I am. That just pisses me off, that you think I'm that uneducated, or that I can't look at foreign law or international law and recognize discrepancies or breaches. But this is what I've been exposed to at this point. And I've realized just how destructive trying to just expose the truth indiscriminately can be, because it's going to be open for interpretation and people are just going to make presumptions straight off the bat. There are a very select few that took it for what it was objectively, and said, well, that's deceitful in nature, and the email itself, and that it can't legally have happened. And they even had their own inputs. Like Lynn told me how someone from outside of the United States cannot legally request for this kind of information either, or documentation. So I've enjoyed that sort of discourse, but it's been saturated and bombarded by utter trash, and it's been really draining. And I think I just want even to just take ownership of not what I intended to do, but what has come out on the other side, because it's created its own beast. And I thought it would be something else, but it hasn't been, and it hasn't been particularly constructive. Maybe for some people, but very, very, very few people. And people just want to paint me with some sort of brush, that some label that they've been told to believe, or yeah. Did I personally DM Paula M? Why would I do that? If there's public deception, why would I trust somebody, or even have a, like, we can talk about professionalism, we can talk about common courtesy, but doesn't that extend to somebody that you trust, that you know to do the right thing, that you know not to deceive? I don't understand. Sometimes I think maybe it's the Australian in me. I just don't give a shit about these sorts of politics and this sort of fuck around. And so it comes across as aggressive. But it's not my intention. I'm just trying to lay it out in front of you, because time is running quite short, and I think you're getting it now, because it's because of the articles that are coming out regarding this whole royal situation. Things are coming to light now and being exposed for what they are. And there's no longer this confusion around that everyone's been exploiting, that everyone has been misdirecting you and making sure that you have no idea what the fuck's going on. I don't blame you, even if my latest posts are just, angry and saying, you've just obeyed what's been given to you. I think I'm just angry and I'm frustrated. Really frustrated and sad that these things have been played out, on top of the outcome that I've had regarding this, this stuff about a very questionable email to a government, impersonating a government official, and yeah. I want to go through those articles with you now, and then I might just take some time off, because I'm just quite drained from trying and not seeing how things, how this works on these platforms. And that's a failure on my part, and I'm willing to take accountability for that. I'm not sorry that I'm I've exposed some kind of deception, and what I consider something that's fraudulent because it's against the law, and I've got evidence legally, so I'm pretty comfortable in what I've presented. Otherwise, I wouldn't present it. There's no gains for me. But let's move forward, and I take full accountability for what this has become, and I'm learning very quickly how this platform and this community works, despite my intentions and despite what I hoped for. And I know this is a bit of a rant. You can fast forward, you can comment about my presentation. I couldn't give two shits. I really couldn't. I'm trying to be here as genuine as possible. If you want someone else, you can go to another YouTube presenter.